This episode is brought to you by Bootlegs. Bootlegs, a new store where you can find your favorite imitation brands, like Fucci.
Come get that Supreme. We got LL Beanie Siegel. Yo, we even got fake video games. You don't gotta play Fortnite. You could just play Sport Fight.
You can also find your other favorite brands, like Louisville.
What the fuck is Louisville?
That's the imitation brand for Louis.
Oh.
We also sell CDs, DVDs, VHSs, even Betamax.
Bootlegs. Find your favorite imitation product here.
You want the program? We got the chip.
Yeah. Damn, man, we should have started like a mosh pit before we started the show. All this production we were doing, we should have just like started slamming into each other.
Yo, John, you look way too sweaty to be in the mosh pit.
I know,
bro.
I don't know. I thought it was the AC, but I feel the AC again. I think I was just sweating because the show hadn't started yet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Everyman Show, episode 16 already? Is it 16?
Yes. Wow, 16.
Damn, episode 16. We're growing, man. We're growing. Yes, and I am your host, John Everyman. With me, as always, is Mateo.
Yo, I'm here.
My fearless producer, Noodles. Our camera producer from Miami Media Collective, Trevor. Our tech producer, George, is in the house. The person I love to hate the most, Walter's here. Go fuck yourself. We have Mr. Dade County, too. He's in the studio somewhere. And last but not least, you know, I've had favorite guests already. And this one here is no different. Sitting with us today is Florida's own. I don't even know where you're from originally. But we have here Kyle Grooms, people. Let's give it up to Kyle Grooms, man.
I'm from everywhere. But originally New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay, I was like, wait. I was about to say Florida's own, like Miami's own, but I had to stop. I was like, wait, I don't even know where Kyle's
Yeah, but
from.
Miami is my second home, though, man. I
Yeah.
claim Miami. I've been back and forth here in New Jersey for the last 20 years. You know?
Really? You split half your time there and here?
Half, you know.
Where in New Jersey you from?
Perth Amboy.
Yo.
Yeah, born in Elizabeth.
Okay,
raised in
Elizabeth.
Perth
Shout out to
Amboy,
Elizabeth.
lived in Linden a little bit. And now I'm
Where do you
back
feel
in
like you
Miami.
lean a little more towards
in
terms of staying?
In my older day now, Miami. I just
Miami?
moved here a year and a half ago, so it's like
I think it's like a Northeast thing. I think
Yeah, it's
anyone
like
from up there, the
after
second they
you-
come
yeah.
here, is like, forget it.
you can't. I don't know if I can take that beating anymore.
Yeah.
The subways, it's just too much. The cold.
You think
Yeah,
the hot,
so, yeah.
was it the hot or the hot women that made you want to stay in Miami?
Well,
I always think it would be the
well,
women.
I got 2 young daughters now. And,
Okay.
And a wife, so it's like. You know,
Yeah, well, for you, it doesn't matter at this
I don't
point.
even see them anymore.
They could be like walking naked.
Yeah, I'm like, what? You're pretty. Beat it. I got to take my kids to the park. Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
You know what? Like, I know as men, when we're around our significant others, you feel like you don't even want to look or nothing. Like, I try not to, at least. You know, like, I know there's like
Yo,
a hot
John, why
woman.
you trying to trap him, bro? Like, you don't even know where he's from.
I'm not
Like,
even talking about him. I'm talking in general. Like, I was not talking about you
right,
per
but-
se.
so
I'm
that's how
saying
you
in
are.
general.
So you don't.
No, I'm just talking about. Well, yeah, okay, me.
You making
Yeah,
broad statements,
we
though.
could
That's
do-
all I'm saying.
Like, you don't do it.
Yo, I'm a piece of shit. We've discussed this many
Would
times.
you
on
check
the
out
show.
a girl if you was with your girlfriend in front of her?
Yeah, and then she gonna get mad at me, but fuck it. That's why you gotta get a girl that likes girls too. So like, she's looking first.
Okay, and you trying to see which one both of y'all could go home with.
I don't. That's the fucked up part, though. I've never I've been in that situation once or twice, but usually you with a girl that's bi and she's like, nah, I do these things separately. They don't come together. That shit is whack, though.
I don't know, man.
wow.
Look, I just feel that when I'm around someone, I'm not gonna be disrespectful. But for me, honestly, and they know it. They're not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They know that if they're not around, you know you looking. So long as you're not touching or trying to talk to them, like that's a different story. They'll
you
let you
think
get
it's
away with the
cool?
look.
Yeah, it's like some girls will just they're cool. Like you going to the strip club, you obviously need to look if you're at the strip club.
You know, I gotta admit though, when I was with my ex-wife, I felt like she knew what I was doing when I wasn't around. One time, as a matter of fact, I'll share a story with you guys.
The way today's things are today, she can. Just your cell phone. You fucking
check this out. Fuck tapping a cell phone. Look what she did to me a few years ago. Say about 6-7 years ago.
FBI. Ex-wives are way realer.
Funny you say that. My ex-wife, when we were together, one day she calls me, or I think I was already at the house. I can't remember how it played out, but I remember her saying clearly to me, "I want to confess something to you." And I said, "Okay, what's that?" She goes, "I hope you don't get mad. I really don't." As a matter of fact, I didn't have a car. I was borrowing Walter's car at the time.
But she said, "I hope you don't get mad." That's
right.
how you know it's about to be some bullshit.
You start balling up your fists like...
No,
like
I didn't know how to
like
take it. You know when someone tells you, "I hope you don't get mad," I'm like, well, wait a minute. How do you know I'm even going to get mad? And if I do get mad, what type of mad are we talking about? Like the one where shit starts flying around
Yo,
the
you know
house?
which one it would be? It would be like the bully from Arthur, all grown up. That's you.
Yeah, I would probably be that guy. I'd probably be that guy. But no, so she tells me, so I tapped your car. I was like, what you mean you tapped my car? She goes, yeah, I had this little microphone that I bought online, and you could tap sound.
Sneaky bitch.
And she goes, I put it inside your car.
Oh, so she caught you, on
know
something
that
because she would have
is
not.
a felony in the state of Florida, recording people without their knowledge.
I think so.
Yeah.
See, man,
Yeah,
man, I
got
wish I knew
you
him
got
at
a
this
case,
time.
bruh.
I never think fast enough to be like, oh, bitch, you in trouble.
Yeah,
like, I got you.
Like you
Like,
gotta, now, you know what I mean?
Automatically, you thought you were like, "What the fuck did I say in there about this bitch?"
yo. But seriously, she told me this. I didn't know how to react. I was like,
Yeah, you call the FBI.
to be honest, I got scared. I was like, what did I say today? I was
Just
like,
today, she probably tapping you for months.
Yeah.
Like she probably told you because she already had something that she's more mad at you about than you would have been about the microphone.
Yo, but here's the crazy thing.
So what did she hear? Did she hear anything?
That's what she said. Now, mind you, she's telling me this after the fact that she heard her recording, and she said, "No, you were boring. Like you don't do anything. You just talk about business, and you're always listening to like sports radio. That's all I heard was AM radio in the background. I'm so sorry I did that. I felt awful. All I was thinking at that point was, thank God she didn't do this yesterday. The shit I was doing the day before.
I heard you fingering someone in the back seat.
Yo, like, she would have heard that
Getting
yesterday
roadhead
conversation.
and shit.
They're horrible. They're like, there's somewhere I'm calling my boys and shit. I'm like, man, fuck this bitch. Yo, you know, she got the motherfucking nerve to talk to me like that? Oh, you don't know, man. When I get home, she is taking me for me a fool. Yeah, man. When I get home, nothing ever happens when I got home. But like, you know, I was hyped up. You know what I mean? And I hype myself up when she ain't around. And sometimes I look at girls and I be talking crazy to women on the phone. So like, I was like, oh my God. And the day before, I was just going crazy. It was horrible, man. Like, but yes, women do have their obsessive moments.
So that's it. She didn't even fuck with you. It's like
He done spent all this money on her and shit. She can't even acknowledge that he there.
Yeah, I still spend money on her. I still spend the money. I gotta be honest.
Is this a new girl?
No, we're talking about my ex-wife, my friend. He put the mic down real fast because he knows.
Oh shit.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you,
man. Some of
brother.
these people have been around to witness these mad moments of mine that I've gone through when I was married. So, you know what? Speaking of New Jersey, I did some discovering about our episode here, and since you're here, I guess it would be fun to share it with you too and the listeners. I was looking at the analytics. Now we don't have high numbers, being that we just started out, but I was checking the areas of that listen to us the most, especially like in the last 2 weeks. It gives you like analytics for like that long.
Yeah.
When I saw the area, I come to find out that we got a lot of love in California.
yo, you know
We're a
what
West Coast show.
You know what this
And
is?
what the fuck does this have to do with New Jersey? I thought you were.
No, I was just saying, speaking of New Jersey, because no, you're right. No, speaking
You're like,
of New
speaking
Jersey,
of New Jersey, I'm
Yeah,
gonna talk
nah.
about anywhere else that's not Miami because it's all the same thing.
no, I know. It sounded like I was going to allude to something in New Jersey. No, but I'm just talking in general about areas. I didn't further elaborate, but
Yeah, he didn't do. You know, he didn't do research.
yeah, I mean, as you can see clearly, there's some alcohol running around here, and there was some magical cigars passing by. So like, my mind state delivery ain't like 100%. So sometimes we may not
Yo,
even habla inglés in this interview.
Your
Okay.
mind state isn't even 100% without that shit.
You're right. It's usually at like a 87. So let's just say right now I'm at like a low 43.
A low 43?
Yeah.
So you half function?
Yeah, I would say a little less than half. But but yeah, I mean this podcast is getting listened to a lot out in California, man. Like in areas of LA.
You know what that is? That's whoever works for Apple and the FBI agents that are out there just listening to us all day.
I think so. Well, they're coming out of some area called Panorama City in LA.
Because they're 3 hours behind too. So,
Yeah, so they got plenty of time to listen to whatever we post
I don't know if that has to do
afterwards.
anything with it, but yeah.
But I found that fascinating. I said, wow, I didn't know that we'd be interesting to the left coast.
Weed has been legalized in California. That could have something to do with
You're
it.
right. They're probably high enough to listen to this show.
This is one of those type of,
Yeah. Well, Florida will get their numbers up as soon as we get those legal rights
Yeah,
going
yeah,
for
you gotta
smoking
get-
weed.
Yeah, we do well in the green states.
Yeah. We had a great 420 show last week. It was fun, man. We spoke about all types of. We even asked if Jesus smoked weed.
Jesus
That's how deep
did
we-
smoke weed.
Yeah, we did. We won't go back into that, but yes, we kind of alluded to that.
I think it was
at the
more
end.
hash in that region of the world, or opiate.
Yeah, I mean that's probably
Maybe opium.
no, but some
that
people say
region.
that because the Bible is like he was a kid and then he's like past 30, so he could have just been wilding out in his 20s, like doing shrooms. He was probably in a gang. They fucked with the Romans and shit. That's why the Romans turned on
He
him.
was a carpenter. I don't think he was fucking with shrooms.
Yeah, yo, a carpenter is the type of job you could get once you like washed and trying to get your shit together.
He did definitely probably smoke weed if he was a carpenter. I never seen a sober carpenter or a carpenter that doesn't smoke weed.
You have to.
Yeah, right? I mean, you fucking around wood and shit. You just at a wood shop.
The smell of wood make you want to smoke some weed.
That's what I would think, man. That's what I would think.
The smell of
Yo,
lumber. You
no
ever
lie.
go to Home Depot? I'd be like, damn, I'd be wanting to get high as a motherfucker. Just the smell of the lumber department. Make me like, and then you go in the garden department, you smell that fertilizer and shit. It's like, I feel like sparking up and, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah,
like,
and
yeah.
you can buy the shit in there. Nah, I'm about to open up my own desk store in Colorado called Backwoods and Woods.
It's gonna sell like wood products and like shit to roll with.
Yeah, that's the point. You reuse trees for good.
That's very economic or earth friendly of you. Whatever the hell they call these things nowadays. Kyle Grooms, man. You to me are fascinating, brother.
What?
Yeah, man. You know, I've seen your stand up. I did have a chance to check out some of your work. You know what? People pointed this out to me after I kind of saw you out there in the scenes, you know, on stage and whatnot. But people were telling me, you know, he was on the Chappelle show, right? He was on the Chappelle show. I'm like, no shit. I was like, he do look like he could be Dave Chappelle's stunt double.
Nah.
That's what I thought the whole time. I was like, I never seen Kyle Grooms on the Chappelle show. Can you elaborate for us here?
Well, first of all, I'm an actor, man, and I'm a chameleon. No, I'm kidding.
I play many different roles.
I play many different faces. So I'm a man with no face, but many, you know. But I did a few. I would come in and do like under 5 lines on like season 2, season 3.
But were you like one of the characters?
But what was it like telling John Mayer to shut the fuck up?
That was you?
Yeah.
You know.
Get the
my
fuck out of town.
Little black and mild, yeah.
So you were there for the episode of the guy who was doing that crazy shit when he came out from around the camera?
Dude, yeah. And in the gay boxer scene, I did a few, you know.
Get out of here, man. I didn't, you know, I would have never have thought that, man. I never guessed it. When I first met you, you know, I didn't see the stuff you had done or accomplished.
I mean,
at that
I
moment.
was on there for 2 seconds.
Nah,
Hey, in
character.
Hollywood, that's a
Yeah,
lifetime,
you know,
baby.
and
You
I
get
was
2
in
seconds.
character, so-
Oh no, that's why when I met you, I didn't
I
even
don't-
talk to you because I seen every episode of that show like a trillion times.
Oh,
So
shit.
fucking everyone that was a part of that shit was like on some other shit to me. So it was the same thing. Like fucking, I met Nori and he acknowledged me and I didn't even say shit just because I listened to him so much and I didn't want to ruin that.
But yeah, man, when I met you, I didn't see it like that. You know, I seen like this cool customer, man. Like you got this cool demeanor about you. They say I'm kind of like that, but you definitely got it down pat. You just constantly got this one.
Oh, word.
Yeah, like I've never seen you be like emotional. Like I've seen him go through ups and downs.
Yeah, because you fucking look. He says
See,
he's
there
seen
you
me
go
go
right
through up and
now.
down. John told me, he's like, yo, I got this show for us this weekend. You doing, what was it, 45 minutes? I'm like, all right, cool, we going. We're showing up to the spot, and I'm like, yo, John, so you know this guy? It's me and Mr. Goodnight. Me and Mr. Goodnight were about to kill John. Because John's like, yeah, I met him on Facebook. I was like, yo, John's out here getting catfished, and we're in the car with him. Yo, we're out in the Villages, Florida. Like, we had to turn on the Spanish radio station, the three of us, just to not feel like we were just driving in.
Yeah, I mean, but again, he's just very emotional. Everyone in this room, I've seen emotions in
What
this
about
room
the
fly.
catfish story? But anyway, go ahead.
You just don't want...
Listen,
Yo, also, the person whose crib it was, like, I show up to the house, he's talking about trannies 2 sentences in. I'm trying to get the fuck out of there. It's some dude dressed like a picnic table.
this is a
Holy
road trip
shit.
that we took into Central Florida a couple months ago at the
Whoa,
beginning of
even
the year.
Central Florida, were there Confederate flags
Yo,
anywhere in the...
we show up to the first show. Me and Mr. Goodnight are walking back to back because we don't trust that shit. There's a glass Confederate flag, big as fuck, at the bar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they performed behind a Confederate flag there. It was in the middle of. It was like
Okay.
it was, but I mean, outside of that moment,
No,
I've
and then
seen,
I'm talking to people there, and they're like, "Yeah, there's this town around here called J-Town. Black people aren't even still around there at night." And they're just saying that shit casually. I'm like,
Whoa.
What's the name of this area again?
J-Town,
No, man, the area that we stayed,
the Villages.
the Villages.
Yo,
That's
and all the
where we were.
old people out there got STDs too.
You ever heard of the Villages?
Are they like old folks community?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like this town of old people, and all they
Yeah.
do is just get like horny and high. And
yo, they
fuck
catch them
themselves,
fucking
let
on
them
golf carts, all sorts of shit.
Oh, shit.
Yes, that's all how they
Wow,
ride out there. It's
what the
golf cart town.
fuck, bro?
Like you got more golf cart dealerships than you had actual dealerships over there.
Oh,
Like,
shit.
yeah, it was crazy. I mean, I just met a dude on Facebook basically just to explain what he was talking about, and he booked us for some shows up there. And I took him and I took our other co-host that is in here, Mr. Goodnight with 2 T's. I don't know if you've met him, our Scarface crazy fella there. And we all drove up there. And I forgot to mention to them that I met this guy on Facebook.
Yeah, I would have never gone out there.
I mean,
But
sometimes
that's the
you
road, man. You
Yeah.
know,
Nah,
it's
I've been in situations
especially
worse
when
than
you're
that.
new in your career. I know the beginning of my career, I've gone on some wild goose chases.
Give us a
you know
story.
what I mean?
What have you gone through?
Fuck, bro. I remember a bunch of us went. We flew. Some guy hit us up. I don't remember back then. You used to call a motherfucker, but someone called and it was like me and like maybe 4 or 5 other comics from different cities, all ended up in a hotel in South Carolina, and they called off the show. Didn't have our money. All we had was a return ticket, and it was like we were all there.
Y'all had to share a room or something?
No, we each had our own room, but I remember us all meeting because what it was is they tried to promote it thinking they'd have money, but then when we got there, they didn't sell tickets.
Wow.
So it's like everybody was set up, and now the guys I was with, some of them from Chicago who were comics. I can't remember. Some of them were probably famous. I don't even remember who they were, but it was like they were like, "Do we have pistols? Are we going?" Like. Cause some of the guys were like, we should go down there. We should get this. Like, do we in another city? Do we have guns? Are we gonna be able to walk in there just yelling? We gonna fight our way? We gotta think. You know what I mean?
Man.
So then it was like we all just got on a plane and took our ass back to where
Was it one of those
whatever
like?
city we came from?
Was that one of those South Carolina like little like crazy white towns?
You mean
that-
all of them?
Yeah, I was gonna say all of them, but no. But this gotta be one area that is.
But it wasn't an all white town. It was a black show and a
Okay.
black promoter. So
Okay. So it was all right. It was a little more or less whitish out there.
They should have realized how much easier it is to get guns in South Carolina, though. They could have done that rather
oh
quickly.
yeah, we could have went to Walmart
Yeah.
Yeah.
and bought a pistol.
Yeah, maybe even Walgreens. I'm
And
sure that
hopefully
stuff
a
is
gun
easy out
show or maybe a flea market. Next time I know, we'll,
there. Oh my God, man.
So any comedians out there, if you need to get a quick pistol, go to
Georgia, South Carolina, like any state that
in-
Trump won.
if you're in Pennsylvania,
Oh, man.
Florida, South Carolina, Georgia.
Speaking of Trump, we were talking about this before the show got started. I saw news that North and South Korea are gonna end their war.
No, they did. I thought that was dope, man. You didn't see it today?
man, that was
They
fascinating.
shook hands. They fucking planted a tree, man. I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
That-
it was
that-
crazy.
For me, that was even like, me and my girl can't even connect. And these motherfuckers is like, you know what I mean?
What's your opinion with Trump? Are you?
Ah, man, this shit, man. Fuck Trump, man. Yeah, fuck that guy. Man. And
I
it's
feel the
not
same way.
that, I get part of what he can do for us as far as just shaking the system up, but not the way there's
long-term
not the
effects
way
of that
he-
shit.
Yeah, the way he's doing it. And maybe sometimes too, I think they say sometimes the Lord used the devil to do his work. And maybe this is a shaking out the devil, but you don't know if it's just the devil waking up. You don't know.
Right, he's playing
Should
the
it
bad guy
come
for
in?
everybody.
Like, yeah, you don't know. Like, fuck. Is
Yeah,
this-
you can't trust
It's
it.
just a season, or is it the beginning of the new,
Right.
Well, yeah,
Like,
'cause
the
you-
new way of
a
doing
reign
politics.
of darkness.
But not,
You feel me? like an era of darkness.
nah, we're headed into the winter from Game of Thrones
Yeah,
and shit.
that's what I'm saying.
Because that's what it's slowly becoming. Because look, you got this backwards ass
School
motherfucker.
shootings.
When now to be invaded, they could just send drones with AKs on them. They don't even gotta have people die.
Yeah, no. I mean, nowadays you don't. I mean, the game is really
False
changing.
knowledge, motherfucker. It's
Everything's
crazy.
fake.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yo, I'm about to just start my own news network called Troll Farm.
Troll farm.
Yeah.
What is that gonna be based on? Just fake news left
Just
and right.
news that I make up about whatever. Like, it doesn't even matter anymore. Like, now I'm gonna make it that Bill Cosby raped Ivanka too. They don't gotta know.
Yes, when I was in Vegas once I went there as a pageant, and Bill Cosby, we went to the show.
It all started
I
with the
wanted to see
pudding.
the funny man, and he asked me if I wanted a vodka, and of course I want vodka, and I went to sleep, and woke up and Bill Cosby's cock was in my.
And there was pudding everywhere. Oh man, you know what? So what? He officially got convicted, huh?
Yeah, he got convicted. He was doing dog noises in the
It's
court.
just so weird, man.
Have you ever had a chance to meet Bill Cosby or anything?
Nah, I don't fuck with Bill like that. But actually, yes.
Oh,
I
yeah?
went to the Cosby Show when I was in high school.
You're bullshitting, like one of those live tapings?
To the live taping.
Wow.
Because my mother worked with Keisha Knight Pulliam's grandmother.
No fucking way.
So her grandmother told her anytime we wanted to go to the show, we go to the show. So we went from Jersey to Brooklyn to
see the
see the
taping?
live taping of the show.
That is fucking nuts.
You know what I look back now, we waited in line in the fucking cold. And now I look back now, I'm like, my stepfather's not the kind of guy that'll go to the front and be like, hey, we're on the guest list. He just saw a line and got in it. And now I'm like, what the fuck are we doing in this line? We're the guests of Keisha Knight Pulliam. Like, I don't know, as a kid, I was even like, hey, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, you was making sense in your head.
Yeah,
you were
like,
looking at
come
your
on,
parents
man,
like, hey, come on.
We don't have to be out here freezing. They can,
But did you guys end up getting in it? Or did it
Oh, yeah,
end
we
up
got in.
Yeah?
But my toes were cold, my fingers. And I appreciate it. It was
What was your opinion of the Cosby Show or Bill Cosby at that time?
Yeah, the Cosby Show was dope, but now you just look at it differently.
yeah, you look at it weird, man.
Yeah.
Especially because it's such a family show. Like, if he was a scumbag on the show, then you could kind of connect it. But it's weird
But
seeing
you,
this.
you got to think of the culture back in the 70s too. Women were like, they was like,
None of
motherfuckers-
this was what it was.
You,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
you could beat your wife. You could say things
Yeah.
like,
Oh, we talked
know,
about that before. Like,
do
yo,
coke.
Prince
it's
beat the
like-
shit out of Apollonia. If they did
it's
a
like,
weekend
hey,
movie, you can't do that.
Your wife, hey, go back with your husband. Hey, it's a family matter. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
For
don't
sure.
go to a guy's hotel room if you don't want nothing bad happening to you. It was like, You know, you had to have common sense, and if you didn't want to put yourself, you know, and you think a girl back then, 20s, you fresh, you like, I'm gonna go through the rabbit hole, you know what I mean, and see what happens. I'm gonna go to Bill Cosby's place, but I don't think anybody. That's some sucker shit to me to drug a girl, and on any level. For me, that's like,
I mean, I don't understand why.
I don't know,
men
that rape
dare
shit
you do
is
that.
weird. Just cause like the coolest part about fucking is knowing someone trying to fuck you. So like,
yeah, that's like, well, I never wanted a girl that was too drunk. Like, oh, this bitch gotta go. I can't. I want you to know what I'm doing to you. So
I want you to remember
possibly
this.
we can do this again. You feel me? It's not like,
What if it was your best performance and she's just knocked
Yeah,
out?
yeah,
Girl,
that's
you
just
slept
so-
through the whole shit. That was my best
Nah.
performance.
I don't like dead fish, man, or little fish, or none of that shit.
Well, you know what?
you get it topped off and then she just throws up on you. Fuck that.
Yeah, it's awful. You know,
Uh,
she's not conscious.
So Kyle, man,
Whap, whap, yeah. What's up?
is it gonna be on your tombstone that it says "Here lies imitation Dave Chappelle"? How often do you get that
I hope
confusion,
not,
man?
because I'm not an imitation of anyone, but I just, you know, I look like the
Yeah,
motherfucker.
it's more like
man.
a doppelganger, not an imitation.
Doppelganger, not an imitation. Like, hey man, I'm not. Hey,
But is that
man,
frustrating to you to hear that a lot?
Nah, only because people. This is just people. People say what they're used to seeing. Who, like, when people saw Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor the first time, they was saying he was Bill Cosby, but he was kind of being Bill Cosby, which is totally different. But and then Eddie Murphy was this one, and it's like you someone
Right.
that looks similar, you know. Then till they get to know who I am, then they're like, that guy's not like Dave at all. It's just
No.
piggybacking off of his. Yeah,
Like his
you know,
style or something.
But yeah, it's like we look similar. I guess we talk through our noses, and we get our things from similar culture or the same culture.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that are part of that similar culture. So it's probably just mostly people just going to that quick judgment because people just do that. People just be judging books by their covers really
Definitely.
quick. So
you don't know how many times I hear
But
Pitbull.
there's more. I see more comedians with Dave's actual style, rhythm, and cadence, but they don't look like him. So it doesn't compute in people's face that dude's more like Dave than I am. But it's just
the same
it's
like
just-
joke style.
joke style, rhythm, cadence.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm me. I don't know what Dave. You know what I mean? I don't study.
Yeah, it's
Dave
different.
Yeah, your
on
style's
that level.
completely not.
I mean, you know what it is?
No.
All those comics that came up like what? It's because they came up studying him because that was the kind of like one of the main comics you would see probably the last 10, 15 years.
You know,
So yeah,
I just when I've seen your style versus his, I don't see that comparison. You know, when like I said, when
Yo, actually, this you were talking about you didn't study him. Like, are there any comedians that you studied?
yeah. Chris Rock, Richard Pryor, Bill Hicks, Bob Newhart.
Bob Newhart,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
that
You know,
style
yeah,
there.
But a lot
You
of
don't hear that every day.
different. Everyone, I really. Let me see. There's even women. Yeah, there's a few. Yeah, women. Fucking.
Who do you
Joan
think is out there right
Rivers.
now that's hot? That's a woman.
Yo, Joan Rivers is hilarious.
Yeah.
Joan
I didn't
Rivers?
know until she died and they played her stand up on TV, and then I went back and watched some of it.
Sarah Silverman. I fuck with.
You know who I liked? Who was a female comedian? Ellen DeGeneres when she was doing stand up.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
liked her.
Oh, Ellen was a beast. I used to
Yeah.
watch her a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sarah, her last special that she did that was in a little intimate room. I was like, oh shit, it was so real. I was like, oh, she's like, you know, it was a cool thing
I
to
liked
see.
who else was the other one? Margaret Cho.
Yeah,
Margaret
yeah.
Cho is really good, man. But yeah, you know what, Bob Newhart. When you said that name there, I was like, yo, I like that style of comedy. You'll never hear that come back, man.
Shit. Well,
His-
yeah. He was a storyteller, and he did.
Are
yeah.
you a storyteller or are you more like a one-liner?
No, I could tell stories. I think I do tell more stories. I have a lot. I think I have a lot in my utility belt.
Yeah, but you tell
telling a
jokes
story,
that you
I
build
could do
upon.
boom, boom, yeah.
So-
Jokes that I build on, and then stories, jokes with stories. I make, yeah.
Are they more like your life
Oh,
experience
you know,
or just
Dick
stuff you're
Gregory's
coming
who
up
I've
with?
been studying recently.
Dick
too.
Gregory.
Yeah. Dick
Damn.
Gregory recently. Just yeah.
He was popular in the 70s, right?
Yeah, he was popular in the 60s.
In the 60s.
And he got hot early in his career. I think he started in maybe 59, but by 62, he had just passed everybody and was working white clubs. So that was like unknown. So I'm sure he caught hate from every black comic.
Oh yeah. Because even you hear like I've heard like Franklin Ajayi interviews.
Yeah.
Where he'll talk about Dick Gregory, like with a lot of respect, but kind of with that.
Yeah.
What you're talking about, kind of that slight animosity from he's getting that more work.
Yeah, he's getting that work, and he was like accepted by the mainstream, and he wasn't cooning or wasn't conking his hair and wasn't just being trying to be pent up. He was real with
being,
it.
he was being a little more raw with that. Wow.
But he became an activist later. So I just been listening to his stuff on Spotify. He has like interviews and stuff that he did back in the 70s, talking about his approach to comedy and where he feels when do you get nervous? He goes, no, I don't. I know they're gonna laugh just like I know when I'm with you. It's real good for a comic to listen to if you know.
Have you ever gone through a?
I guess
how long have you been doing this? As a matter of fact, to begin with.
What year is this?
2018.
Yeah, still 2018 for now.
23 years.
23 years.
Yeah, 23 years, man.
Damn, that's my whole entire life.
Yeah, basically since you were born.
Oh shit! Can I get another beer?
Walter, our good friend Walter. He ain't really much my good friend. I hate that guy. But 23 years, huh?
Yeah,
Yo, Trevor.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
And
you started off in Jersey?
Nah. Actually, my first show that I ever did was in New Jersey. My first show, the first time I ever touched the mic as a comic was in Jersey. It was at a hair show. This girl, Marilyn, my ex-girlfriend worked at a salon, and they did a hair show where the girls come up and model hair, and they did a talent show. They had break dances and shit. And I said, hey, I'll do comedy. And
you just like whipped it up in your head.
I wanted to do comedy. I've been trying, like, where do I get in? Like, I was living in New York at the time, working in New York. I was like, I want to get in somewhere. So I went and wrote 15 minutes of material. I knew it was like Spanish and Puerto Rican, so I talked about novellas. I talked about speaking Spanish, having sex with girls. I ate papi, all that shit, and they just ate it up, and I killed for 15 minutes. Like, well, it was some dirty shit. I made fun of some girls' hair in the front row.
That's what's because you knew what was gonna be in there.
Yeah, I knew what it was. Yeah, I was just like.
So you were able to kind of give the crowd exactly what they might have been looking for in terms of comedy.
And then, and I don't know if any of those jokes I still use today, but it was like. Yeah, I did a joke about me smacking a girl in the ass, having sex, and I fucking slapped it. It's just like, but
Yeah, but that's
I did 14 minutes, and now I look back, I'm like, was I fucking crazy?
That's cool, but that's just how bad you wanted to do it. Yeah, because I just wrote up 14 minutes just for that.
Yeah.
That must have been a crazy feeling.
I was able to not fall on my ass.
Was it like a packed room though? Like,
yeah,
it's a salon, right?
So
I'm
first of all, it was packed. It was packed with my girlfriend and her co-workers. It was my hometown that I grew up in, so it was like all the girls and the break dancers, you know what I mean? So,
you would have not been funny.
Shout out to all the Dominican girls in Perth Amboy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they don't play out those parts. Like, you would have messed up. Everybody know each other, be like, oh, look, there go Kyle. You gonna try to be funny again? Oh, man, what was life up there like growing up, man, up in Jersey? I've been down in Miami all my life. All I know is my Cubans that have been around me, and the only thing I've learned to diversify is when I go to different areas, I learn about different cultures and shit. But they're just Hispanic cultures.
Now Jersey was cool for me because I was an explorer, man. I would the what?
There you go. He's doing something. He don't like talk.
I was an explorer. You know what I mean? I would go from town to town. I would get on the New Jersey Transit. Go to Times Square, go to Brooklyn. I would, and there were no parts of Jersey that I didn't feel I could not go to. You know? I would go to the shore. You know what I mean? I would explore. I'd go to the Italian festivals in Elizabeth sometimes. Go here, there. So I got a lot of different cultures.
Right. You were able to explore that whole area.
Even my crew was, black, and some dudes was black and Puerto Rican. Some dudes was black and white mix, it was like, so.
I'm sure coming down here, that must have been like a crazy culture shock, not to see the. Well, you see
Yeah,
the
it
diversity,
did.
but they
Yeah,
still like
it was
hang
separate.
out.
Like when I came to Miami, I was like, whoa, Cubans and blacks don't fuck with each other like that. Or
Yeah.
like it wasn't like we.
Yeah, that
here.
was weird because like
Whereas Puerto Ricans and blacks
Mm-hmm.
in Perth Amboy, we were all like, yo, hip hop, yo.
because you
blah,
know what it
blah,
is,
blah,
you
blah,
live
blah.
right next to each other up north. Because I would spend my summers up in the Bronx, and then I grew up in Miami, and it was always weird. Because over there, I was friends with everybody. Like I had Arab friends, I had black friends, I had Dominican friends, I had like Irish friends, and we would just all kind of do the same shit all day. And then out here, everybody's just separate.
Yeah.
So it was always different. But I think it's just because you smell everybody's food if they're in your building and shit. You fucking listen to their music. And like us, we all like ball and hip hop, so it was just cool because we would.
Yeah, you know
Vibe on
that
that.
whole area in the Northeast. It seems like
But it's so
everyone's more.
congested too, though. You can't help but be in each other's face.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why it's-
Miami's
Oh, yeah.
at least
Spread
to
out.
spread out.
That's why people grow better weed
And
here.
segregation here was set up a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm sure that if New Yorkers had
They
10
would've-
foot of separation from one another.
What have you seen how they fight over parking spots up there? They take that shit crazy. Like, yo, you parked in front of my house by like an inch. They'll slash your tires and shit.
Seriously?
Yeah, people
Yeah.
put up trash cans if it snows and you shovel, and they'll put up trash cans to block their space. Like, hey, I shoveled my car out. You're not parking your car in here. Not tonight.
Yo, this game is real up in
Yeah,
them
it's
parts.
serious, bro. You know.
I think that here in Florida, I think like in parts of like downtown Miami especially, I think that little taste of the Northeast in general, you can get it. You know what I mean? Because you fight for parallel parking out there. I don't think no one's throwing trash cans to block a parking because
Yeah.
they shoveled anything. We don't shovel nothing here.
Yeah, it is a grind. Even when I go, I'm going to New York tomorrow. As a matter of fact.
Oh, okay.
Every time I go, like people are pissed off about Trump. You could hear it in the streets.
Yeah.
Miami, you know, people at the beach, they're chilling.
People don't worry about shit over there. I mean, over
but
here.
But in New York, you could feel the tension in when you go to places.
Oh yeah, even
And
like
people are
some
like
fucked
a
up
lot
shit
like,
happened
you know.
that day, and you feel it just in the vibe while you're walking around. But you got to be around a
Yeah.
bunch of people all day too. Like here, you don't got to see anybody because you're in your car.
Yeah,
Right.
in New York, you're on their face, and you say something to a white person in New York, they're like, "Excuse me, what happened?"
I'm
Like,
sorry.
what's up? Like, what's up? Yeah, what?
Here, no.
I feel like John would just walk around New York and it'd be old ladies just like, you know, from here, Poppy.
Oh yeah, no. When I did go to New York once, they did that to me like in 3 minutes. As soon as I touched on, you're not from here, but I didn't say anything. You smell different. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
They just thought you were a cop, bro. Like, John, you look like a cop your whole life, or is it just like a recent development?
No, this has been my whole life. I would say even like I was still in high
Like you
school.
look like
people-
21 Jump Street.
Well,
even
no. When I was in high school, they thought I was like a crazy like convict, like I got out of jail. Because
Did
I
you
had
have
like
a bald
cornrows.
head in high school?
Oh,
No,
you
I
had
had
cornrows?
cornrows.
You had
Yeah, oh, did you?
I had cornrows and I weighed about 400 pounds.
Oh shit.
oh
Yeah.
shit.
Whoa, did you? Damn.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Fuck was you going?
Damn,
through,
your
bro?
titties still loose?
A little bit. I got a little bit of loose skin. Like I mean, but back
Yeah.
then, nah. I mean,
Is your father a big guy?
he was actually 6'6",
Really? Shit.
tall dude.
Your mom's?
My mom is short as shit. She's
Really?
about 5'3". About 5'3". Yeah.
Holy
5'.
fuck.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
short
she's
as
listening right now. She doesn't like me.
lady. No,
Oh,
she
nah.
thinks
Yeah,
she's,
she's probably
pretty
right.
foul-mouthed.
But my mother knows what kind of caliber she wants.
As
her
soon as she
son
heard
hanging
Mateo,
with.
she was like, "What's wrong with Mateo? Why is he such a foul-mouthed person?" I was like, "Mom, you're just scratching the surface." Oh man, hey, you big on sports?
Only if they making me money, my nigga. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Nah, you know what? To be honest, I love sports. I love playing them. I love participating. But in the last few years of me trying to build my career and shit, it's like I haven't had time to connect to a lot of the sport. Like I like when the playoffs are here, I'm like, oh shit, you know.
So you haven't been keeping up with the
Yeah, it'll
NBA
happen to me
playoffs or
now. I'm
anything?
so busy doing comedy and not watching basketball at night that now I'm watching the playoffs and I'm like, yo, I didn't even know this player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it's
this-
crazy.
Or like, yo,
It's
he's still in the league?
The
Yeah,
Final
yeah.
Four was exciting because my brother, his fiance's son, was playing for Loyola Chicago.
Oh.
Yeah, he's one of the starting five
that,
for them. So I
that
was
little
like,
that little magical team, man, because Loyola went on a crazy run there.
oh yeah, they went on a crazy.
Did
run,
they win
so
it
that
all,
had
though?
me- Nah, they went and they lost to Michigan in the Final Four. In
Okay.
the Final Four.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Final
lost to
Four.
Michigan. Yeah.
Salute to Loyola then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
Marcus
player.
Towns is
Yeah?
I know that. So I had to invest it in his,
in his
his
little
ride.
adventure
I wanted
run.
him
Okay.
to, shine and shit.
Okay. But you don't like football? You don't have
No, I
any
love football.
Yeah?
That's my favorite sport. If I could play a sport and just for fun and not get the shit broken, get my shit broke, I would play
Yeah, I
football.
play football. If I had a don't get concussions cheat code, I'll play the shit out of football.
Motherfucker looking like Tecmo
Yo,
Bowl, like
and
nobody touching
that's
you.
the fucked up part is,
my
no,
knees
like,
and insurance was working, nigga. Shit.
football is so much fucking fun that you might have half a concussion, but you're like, yo, I'm busting people's
Football's
ass today.
great.
So,
For real.
Shake them, motherfucker.
like, I remember,
Stick
yo,
them,
fucking-
motherfuckers. Intercept.
Like,
It's just like it should.
once you already winning or losing by too much, it's just time to hit people for no reason.
Exactly.
That flag ain't shit.
Exactly. Oh. I told you, stuff just happens around here. That's how I end up, like I told you, going from English to speaking like straight German, and I don't even know what I'm telling you.
That's why, like, if you're a smart listener, you just listen to the last 45 minutes of the show once we're already high.
So who's your favorite football team then? Who's your team?
I fucks with the Dolphins just
Oh,
because,
cheers, my friend.
and I have to admit, being from Jersey, I shifted. I switched. I used to be a go hard Giants fan.
Okay,
when
I
I
can fuck with
graduated
you with
high
the Giants.
school.
I could do that.
87, 86 Giants was sweet, but I came to Miami. I made a few friends in the Dolphins organization. Dolphins used to give me free tickets to the game, so I said, you know what? Fuck
No
the
shit.
Giants. They ain't gave me shit.
Yo, I hate the Patriots with my whole soul, but they could have
chest
checked.
cold, goddammit.
Oh man,
Waiting in line. So yeah. Anyway,
that is amazing, man. I thought, you know what I thought you were gonna say? I say, well, at least I was hoping.
Wait,
you
but
wouldn't
did you
say.
still fuck with the Giants when they won the Super Bowl? Were you just like,
yeah, definitely.
You got right back on board right there.
Yeah,
real
just,
quick.
you gotta hop on the
Hey, where's
bandwagon
that
every once in a while.
bandwagon? Hey,
Like-
hey, slow down.
I love J&J.
Am I yelling too much in the mic? I'm sorry, bro.
That's fine.
Nah, that's the thing with sports though. Just as long as the team not kind of like, I'm like, yo, I need a reason to be happy about that got nothing to do with me for no reason.
Like, I like Lawrence Taylor. I was like, what? He hasn't played spades. Beat it, kid.
Nah, the Heat are out. I'm looking for a new NBA team to be a fan of. If any NBA team wants to pay me $5,
They'll sign you for half the season.
well, fucking yo. Hopefully it's like the Jazz, so they could get eliminated. I pick up a new one.
They put you on the practice squad of fans. You're on the practice squad of fans, buddy. We'll put you there.
I pulled for Miami teams. I was going for the Heat. You know
I was
what
going for the Heat, but now it's over.
I just don't, I didn't expect much out of this roster this season. I was kind of
Yeah,
just happy with the fact that they even made it to the playoffs, despite what we were up against this year. And but I didn't expect them to do much. I thought they would take it to 7 with Philly and even win it. I believed that much at the moment, but just as soon as the series got started, 2-3 games in, I was like, my stance on this is kind of different now. I don't think they're gonna really make it out of this, But I think maybe next year they'll have something better. But I was asking you about football because yesterday was the start of the NFL draft, and I was going to ask you what your opinion was about your favorite team picking whoever they picked.
Yo, it's only right then and
You know
Donald.
what? I don't give a fuck enough to answer this question.
So you're not big like on the draft talk or anything.
Yeah.
Some people are, man. Some people just lose their cool. I loved it, man. I was getting excited for it yesterday. And I even wanted to do something, man. I was like, you know what?
Is Colin Kaepernick
Hey.
getting drafted, motherfucker?
Nah, it's not happening. You know who got drafted first?
Then I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, I'm getting drunk. I'm sorry. It's the alcohol and the weed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I'm coming down.
Man.
They kicked out Colin Kaepernick, and then the first motherfucker they choose in Donald Trump's America is some dude named Baker Mayfield.
Oh, my God.
Ain't that
That
some
guy
bitch?
is insane.
That's his name sounds like a Confederate general.
The first round pick,
Baker Mayfield.
the Cleveland Browns
Battle
select
of Bunker Hill with Baker.
this Oklahoma quarterback, Baker Mayfield. And one of his highlights already was being chased by the police. I was like, wow, who gets chased? Who gets chased by the police? I was like, and you're white.
Wait, no, that's the only way to get away with getting chased by the police and not getting shot. Like either you get away, like if you get caught.
He was like, I was thinking, what is this guy? One of the sons of the Dukes of Hazards? You don't remember that TV show? You remember that TV show, Kyle? Dukes of Hazzard?
Of course I remember that TV show, but no, of course I remember that TV show, man. Being
I love that show.
of age, yes. Yeah, Dukes of Hazzard. That's when nobody gave a fuck about the Confederate flag.
Yeah, that's when it was just expected.
Everybody was like, oh, it was a Confederate. It was like, oh, shit was cool as shit when it was on the Dukes of Hazzard. But then, you know. But, yeah, because, you know, you never really, like, I grew up in Jersey, but I went to live with my grandparents in Cuthbert, Georgia when I was a kid. And they got a Confederate soldier in the middle of town. And I would say, you know, you see it there, and I never thought of it. But had I thought of it, I'd be like, nah, get that the fuck out of here. Because of what it represents. Like,
yeah, I don't think people were making points of that. Again, you know, we're turning into a society now that, as they say the term, like, staying woke.
Nah, it's not staying woke, bro. Because if you think about it, it's fucked up. Like, like you're not ranking atrocities, but any kind of slavery is on, and genocide and any of that kind of shit is just shit that you don't want repeated. That's like if fucking the Nazis had, like if Germany had Hitler statues, even though you don't do that.
How about this? Wilmington, North Carolina. I don't know if you know this or not, but that city was taken from a coup, like a fucking military coup. Like they in 1898 they elected a Democratic, you know, cabinet.
Yeah.
Multicultural. You know, they had a black newspaper, black fire department, everything. But some ex-Confederate soldiers, one general, they said it was like they took like maybe a couple hundred men. Gatling guns, like, yo, you know what? We could take this fucking town. They came, killed everyone, burnt the newspaper, fucking took the town. And, you know, the U.S. government is supposed to respond. But they were like, nah,
intervene.
You got that. That's what it is. And that's what triggered everybody started doing that. So that was like, boom, white supremacy from here and there. And they got a park named after the douchebag that fucking started that revolution in Wilmington. So, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you think about it, nah, bro.
I mean, look, you can even look here in South Florida, especially here in Miami. Our county's Dade County. And what people don't know is that the name Dade came from a guy named Henry Dade, and he was a bounty hunter. We named the county after a bounty hunter, and the people that he would hunt were the black people that were escaping from slavery.
Runaway slaves and shit that went to hideouts.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's basically who we have as the name of the county, and people.
Damn. So
what
we gotta rename it to?
I always like Broward better anyway.
You know what?
I'm moving to Hallandale Beach, bitch.
Nah. From now on, it's Udonis Haslam County. We from Haslam.
But so, you know what I find interesting about Fort Lauderdale? When you see a lot of those lynching photos where there was like a guy hanging from a tree, it was in Fort Lauderdale, not like fucking Mississippi or nothing. It was in Fort Lauderdale. That shit was happening.
Florida's always been known for doing the wildest shit sometimes.
The end of the earth, man. For America, it's like...
Yeah. This is... and you know what? In Fort Lauderdale now, I still feel that for the people that are in that area, their generations have been there forever. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel sometimes it's like, man, I think sometimes y'all just racist deep down inside.
You think?
I feel that they are.
It's so weird to me. It's like these last couple years have pulled off it was like a cover for me. Cause I used to travel everywhere I've been moving around the planet for the last 40-something years.
I think
I've seen a shift in.
In some ways, I think there's trying to engineer people towards being that way. So they'll show people things that'll kind of gear them towards these prejudices. Because I felt like people were cooler, you know, when I was growing up like 10 years ago. I didn't really feel that like cloak of racism, and now it's just a part of society, and people got to bring it up, and there's like this whole. And
even friends that I grew up with are now speaking racially, being like.
I mean,
it's fucking weird, bro.
But I mean, we got our president is a white supremacist.
But he's making peace with North and
he's
South
not
Korea.
making,
Don't take that away from him.
He's making peace. North and
Trump
South Korea
don't want to lose that.
No. Trump supporters don't want to lose them. South Korea knew that we got to protect them from North Korea, and they were like, you know what? Kim Jong Un seems like a more rational person than this motherfucker.
You know what? I bet you South
Yo,
Korea.
you know what? I think Kim Jong Un and Trump will be friends. You got to get them on like a Thelma and Louise type adventure together, and they'll grow close by the end of it.
I think what ended up happening after Trump met with Kim Jong Un, I think just North Korea called up South Korea and said, "Hey, I didn't know it was that bad for you. I'm sorry. Hey, look, why don't you just come over here and chill?"
Wait,
I
no,
ain't
you know how
even
much
angry no more.
better South
I
Korea
think-
is than North Korea. But North Korea saw South Korea's people tracking technology, and we were like, "Yo, we need that." With that, we give you give us some of that, and then we give you we got the nukes.
Is it? I wonder if like Kim Jong Un's doing like some like evil villain plot where he's trying to play nice, and then he gets everybody calm, and he just comes out of nowhere and says, "Ha! Got you! You was sleeping."
I think Kim Jong Un wants to be a celebrity. I think he wants to get caught up. He wants to hang out with Beyonce and Jay-Z. He's got Dennis Rodman over there. So now he wants to. Is he a millennial?
You know
too?
what?
Is he a fucking millennial? That kid?
I think he's older because he's not a millennial because he thinks Dennis Rodman is cool, so he can't be like
but for Korea, they get that shit late. You know what I mean? They don't.
Yeah,
know,
that's true.
They don't know cool yet. They haven't gotten that
So
far.
yo,
yet.
we should just send
But,
them different
you know what I mean?
Bulls
Till they
teammates.
find out.
Yeah,
Like that's how
when
you
they
calm
see-
them down. We gotta send them Horace Grant.
They haven't met Chris Brown yet, but I'm kidding. But I don't know if that's cool. But who's cool? I can't think of it.
Nah, I'm just like, cause he's probably like, he probably had cable. He's the president's son, so he had everything about on time. So he would have been fucking with the Bulls team, cause young people don't even fuck with Michael Jordan. We just fuck with the sneakers.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, but yeah, you know what? That is impressive, man. How these two countries finally got their shit over. And under the Trump, under the watch of Trump, it's still fascinating. You know, like this one thing that's impressed me now of Trump. I'm like, wow, like if you pulled that off, I'll give you a pass for the day. We'll see
but I
what
don't
you
know
do
if it
next
was
week.
Trump, but it may. Yeah, I don't know.
He met with North Korea before dealing with South Korea, I think. I don't know. We're not even politicians.
We're not even. We're for sure not politicians. We're
Nowhere
not no
really
political
like it,
analysts
right?
either.
Listen, man,
Yeah, our political
I'm
views
selling
are
tickets
retarded.
to my show at Fire and Ice. I don't know if I can
You know what?
Yeah, go
Speaking
to
of,
Fire.
man. You know what? Speaking
elect
of,
me.
I know we were trying to have you on this show previously. I've talked to you a couple times about coming on, and every time I seem to try to ask you, you was busy on tour or at a different place. But one of the times you told me you were going to China.
Yeah.
How did that go?
It was great, man.
Yeah?
I've been there. So it was my third tour in China, man. China's chill, man. It's sexy. The shows
shit.
are great, man. Fucking yeah.
Is it like American people in there or the Chinese?
Yeah,
people?
Yeah, what
the
was it like,
shows
man?
are mixed native Chinese, Chinese expats, and English speaking Chinese that
Right.
are from there. Like a lot of teachers who work or over there teaching English, expats from fucking everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of Europeans. There's a lot of
Fucking,
people banking out of
Europeans
China.
and doing other different jobs there. It depends on what city, you know, but and they're doing different jobs in
Yeah,
different
there's different
cities.
sectors. Yeah.
People from Canada, people from whatever, but
Did you see a lot of
and there's a lot of
Americans?
Chinese with money.
Well,
not
that and
too
there's
many
more
Americans.
Chinese people who speak English than American
Yeah,
people
so
who
many
speak English.
Chinese speak English, and so many Chinese have money. The wealthy or the Chinese with money, are doing it, man. It's like it's like being over there, then going to Singapore, then coming over here. I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's like the
shit,
future.
America, we fucked up.
Yeah, they got it
makes
for
look
real.
like our
over
shit is doo-doo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because my plane had a layover between Miami and JFK, so I was in JFK. Let me come to the city, buy a little bag of weed, see my man, come back on the train, whatever. Get me a little vegan meal or some shit.
Okay. Oh, hey.
And then
That's a good place to ask for some good places to eat.
Yeah, they got a new place in fucking Rockefeller Center. I'm like, oh shit, they got it here. But but in that whole time, I saw some homeless dude shitted on the train where we had to leave the train. There was a
People just
racist
yelling
fight.
at themselves.
Somebody on the street. There was a homeless veteran begging for change. It was like, what the fuck?
And this is before you went.
No, this was after.
Oh, this is
back.
coming back.
Yeah,
Okay.
in China's like it was clean. You could eat off the street. They had great restaurants. You eat in the subway. Like it was like
Them people were polite to
clean.
you,
It
the
was like
Chinese
they
people.
had malls. It was people were sweet. Yeah, they were nice. Some places they don't get too many black people. It was like
They think you're.
I was
NBA
gonna ask
player?
you, what was it like being black over there? What
like I do a joke. I say I went to a museum and I was taking pictures of stuff and people were taking pictures of me. You know what I mean? That's like I'm like click 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 click. They're like both. But
you guys shooting back at each other. And shit.
yes, but people do in Chengdu is where I was in one city. Is you don't get too many blacks. So I saw people like pointing, and then they wanted to take. I saw people sneaking and take pictures with me, and then some dude just asked, "Can I take a picture?" I was like.
Did they
Yeah.
ever like confuse you for anybody, like a celebrity
they
or nothing?
weren't like, oh, motherfucking Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, they don't got that.
He was Dave Chappelle.
nah,
Niggas that
I'm
way.
free out here. I'm not Chappelle.
Chappelle, man. Come on, man.
Oh my God!
But
I had someone tell me they went
Now
to
you
China
know what they're
once.
about to do in China now. They're about to give people citizen scores. So they got everybody's data pretty much, and from that they're gonna give everybody. It's kind of like a credit score,
Based
but based
on
upon their
if
behavior.
you're a douchebag or not.
Yeah, and that's how they're gonna give people travel visas.
Oh
and all
man,
that kind
that'd
of
be
shit.
fucking awful.
Wow.
Yeah.
But how do you deduct points?
Oh,
Oh,
it's
that's
like,
so
yo,
sweet,
if you
bro.
get kicked off plenty of fish, you lose 100 points.
Oh no! You know, I hope you're not lying. Well, yeah.
Nah, it's happening. I'll pull the article up.
All right, that happened to
You
me
know
like
what they
2
should
times.
do too? They should financially do it. Like put 100,000 in everyone's account,
and then
and then you deduct money from your account.
Yeah,
for
but-
being a
But who
fucking
you know
controls
at that
it?
point,
racist. Whatever.
So
I don't
wait,
know.
I can
at that
deduct
point,
points?
the scammers are just gonna be creating ways for you to be nice to get more points.
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
people control it like one another, like
I mean, the
No,
government controls
It's
it.
through cameras,
And through
through
cameras,
yeah,
through,
like
through
because
your
they got
phone.
that's one thing over there that you are on camera every.
Oh, and they got
fucking
those
way.
face scanners.
And they got face recognition and everything.
really.
So people don't even like women walk around 3, 4, 5 in the morning and not even scared of anything. They're just like she's like women. I was like, oh shit, these women don't have no anxiety being out at 4 in the
yeah, 'cause you
morning,
can be safe.
walking
Everything's on
through
camera.
alleys and shit. It's just their culture because in their culture, if you punch someone in the face, you have to pay them money because you fucked them up, or else you go to jail. And it's they're serious about that type of shit. Like
Really?
it's not like I see people going up the wrong way on highways sometimes. You could do it, but don't fuck someone up. Because if you do, you know what I mean. That's how.
Wait,
it's
so
like,
I could go up the wrong lane.
yeah, I've seen people go up the wrong, or like go up on the sidewalk and just like and it's like nobody.
So long
no
as no one
cops,
gets
like,
hurt.
Yeah,
That's the rule.
Yeah, don't fuck. That's
it's just
that's the
you're
way I
accountable for what you do.
That's the way I understood it. I'm like, why do I see people going up? Like, oh yeah, you could do that here.
You know why? It's because they don't have obscenities. Like there's no word for fuck in Chinese. They just gotta go through that. So they got all that. They never let that out. They can't curse each other out.
I don't know about that, but yeah.
Hey, do they have? Someone told me they don't have curse words in Chinese.
Yeah, me and Mr.
Yeah,
Goodnight
it was
told
you
they don't
guys,
have
right?
the curse words
Is
in
that
Chinese.
really?
We learned
There we
about
go.
that.
I
Oh
forget.
shit.
Is it true?
Yeah, they don't have.
You got curse words in every language.
Yeah.
They got curse words in every language.
Yeah, but they don't got fuck. You can't tell someone to
But
fuck
there's
off in Chinese.
What's the fuck word for Chinese though? You know
There's
what I
like
mean?
100 something senses of the word fuck. So like I'm sure they have at least one.
Yeah,
Hell,
word
they're
for,
don't they? Isn't
And it's
it?
Cantonese or Mandarin is the two.
Yeah, and there's
Man,
more
yeah.
too, but those are the main
Yeah,
ones.
the main ones, if I guess. But
Maybe like you're not supposed to curse.
What did you eat the foods over there? Like the local traditional stuff?
yeah, I don't fuck with. There was one place I was afraid to go, but some girl that took me there, and
shit.
because they had like snakes in the window and motherfucking.
They had snakes in the window, but like dead or alive?
Like,
Yeah.
just in like juice and shit, and like they had
Yo,
they
Yeah,
had
they eat
different
everything.
things, like
snake.
Chipotle out there so
and
dog. You can get
like
dog burritos.
they had weird like decoration, but I was like, nah, I don't know if I want to fuck with this place. But she goes, no, you can get all vegetarian. It was like the best food I've had. I was like, oh shit. I did get some good food there, but after a while it was like, okay, because then you could eat. I eat Chinese and there's other food than Indian and but it was all. After a while I was tired of spices. I'm like, yo, I need a burger, a vegan burger, like a veggie burger or some shit.
Are you
know what I
really
mean?
vegan?
Not vegan, but I don't fuck with. I try to eat plant based.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with meat. I don't fuck with fish. And I just stopped. Even fish, I started.
How
We
long have
always
you been
point out,
At
vegan
least
or vegetarian?
2 years. About maybe 2 years now.
2 years? Had you thought about it before that?
Nah, it just happened naturally. I was in Cincinnati doing a show, craving barbecue. Like, I can't wait to get some. And I got my barbecue and I'm cutting the chicken off the bone. And I could see the tendons and the muscles and the meat. I'm eating a fucking dead animal right now.
Yeah, that's his
There's
bone. That's his
there's
literal
a
bone.
carcass on my plate. And I was just like, and I was like, nah, I don't need to be.
Yeah,
So you
felt
just had
its
a
spirit?
moment right
Yeah,
there.
I was just like,
Wow.
Fuck,
And then
bro.
what? It just spilled into burgers.
yeah,
meats?
and it helps that my brother-in-law is like a vegan chef. Like he studied with Matthew Kenny. I don't know if you know who that is, but he's
Nah.
like one of the top vegan chefs in the world. And
Oh wow.
like he's like they could cook up some vegetables to make it taste like fucking like flavors. Like you think you've had flavor. Yeah, some of the shit they cook, you be like, damn, the flavor changed.
Yeah, 'cause they gotta-
the flavor changed 3 times. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
To make just vegetables taste
I
good,
mean,
you gotta cook the shit out
Yeah.
of that.
But it's knowing what to mix and what to replace and what to, the
Spices make a difference,
It's the
man.
spices.
Like-
it's really the spices
Yeah.
and the textures.
That's usually
Food
what we're
is
tasting when we eat something.
Yeah, because meat don't taste like shit, but spices and textures to it. I mean, a steak. You could argue that a steak, well cooked and all that.
There's
But,
something to it. There's some fish too.
Yeah, there's something to the flavor of the.
Yo,
the
John,
meat.
you look like everything that you eat tastes like ranch dressing.
It tastes more like it came from the 99-cent menu or a 4 for 4. That's all I know.
It tastes, yeah.
I have a budget.
So
There's
ranch
7 days out of a week. I need to eat, and I don't cook in my house. Ain't nobody gonna be going to no restaurant. You gotta first walk in there. I like to sit on my ass and just order my food. I'm that American.
You're that
The one that
American?
just pulls up and finds the convenience of getting the food right there. You know it's really bad for you. You know you're probably gonna die a little sooner than expected if you keep it up.
Yeah,
But it's convenient and cheap.
yeah.
Two
No.
things
You know
I
what,
like.
though? At this point, you're so used to it that if you had a healthy meal, you
I'd probably
probably
get
fucking.
sick.
Yo, what the
Go
fuck
to the
is-
doctor.
What's happening to me?
The doctor say like, "What's going on
There's
with
a
you, John?"
vegetable.
I'd be
What's
like,
good with these
"I've been
vitamins?"
eating too much salads. I went vegan for like 3 days. I feel bad." Noodles is an avid vegan.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Okay.
How long have you been at it again?
Oh wow. Okay. Dope. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
man.
know.
He swears by it like religiously. We can't even give him like a cup that ain't organically grown in here. As you can see, he has his own bottle of waters. He will not touch anything in here and consume it.
Yeah. But I'm not totally vegan. I still cheeses. Sometimes I fuck with. I tried to peel the cheese off this pizza here in the meat.
Oh, you okay? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
You felt guilty. You were like, nah,
Hey,
I
it's
can't
not
do
guilt.
it.
It's just like I don't want to
Yeah, you'd rather
digest
not,
this
yeah.
and ingest. Like,
Okay.
Especially the meat. I wouldn't fuck with the meat at all. But sometimes I'll cheat with a little cheese. But it's like
Yeah.
Would
Do I
you eat
really
eggs?
wanna-
You know what? I'm gonna start checking
even
with my
eggs are
guests.
starting to fuck with me, bro. Even if they're not in, if they're in something, I don't see it. And I mean, I don't know. I haven't. Yeah. Even eggs are starting to be like.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that would have been an animal, maybe.
Yeah, that's the embryo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Nah,
I don't know.
I'm with you. I mean, well, at least he understands you more. I'm not. I'll fuck up some
Yeah,
eggs in the morning.
and I was.
I'll take them
Man,
scrambled,
it's
sunny
like
up.
a switch that flipped in my brain.
Yeah, man, I'll take some eggs and bacon. Wouldn't you like some eggs and bacon, Walter? Motherfucker, eat anything. I can serve him like a soul of a sneaker, and he's
Pork
happy.
I ain't ate since the motherfucking 80s, B.
Really?
Yeah, I always knew some shit was up with pork.
So you don't like? You never had a lechon out here with the
No,
Cubans?
I did. I remember when I was in college, these Puerto Rican girls just come over and make us some
Pernil?
from fucking chuletas and shit. It was a good time. They would cook rice and beans, some pork chops.
Gandules.
And yeah, we would feast. And now I can't even imagine eating
Eating that shit.
on a sticky pork chop and shit. Nah.
Yeah, I gotta stop eating
I
shit
used
that
to eat
makes me
pig
fall
feet
asleep.
when I was a kid. I used to eat hog's head cheese when I was a kid.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
No.
cheese made out of a bunch of hog's parts and the head and the knuckles, everything.
I
Just
couldn't.
chopped up and made out of a block of cheese.
So
pork.
you did like chitlins?
Motherfucker, chitlins. I
Oh,
ate
my
chitlins. I ate squirrel, rabbit,
Wow.
beans, green, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken.
Hey,
You
wait.
name it.
But
Okay.
damn, man, what were they serving you guys in Jersey? Somebody told
Oh
me
no,
Jersey.
this is when I lived in Georgia. When I went.
Oh, when
to,
you were in Georgia.
Yeah, when I was
Okay.
on the farm with my family and shit. Yeah.
Where do you find is the most interesting place to have lived already?
For me, shit, the country to me is a part of life that I think is like you won't see no more. Like my kids won't experience that.
You think
Like
we're
what
losing
I
the
said,
local
where
country
like
vibe?
I lived in a house that looked like Uncle Tom's Cabin with like a rusty tin roof, deep in the woods, like with
Dirt roads?
I have to shit in an outhouse.
Oh,
I would
wow.
have to get water from a well. Like I grew up conscious enough to remember living like that. A smokehouse in the back, chicken coop, pecan tree. I can remember everything about my yard, my neighborhood as a kid.
Yeah.
So for me, that's like dope because I'm like, oh, like you know what I mean? It's like I've
Were
experienced.
you one of those kids that can go
nature
deep
on
in
a
the
level.
woods and run right back out to your house like no problem?
Oh yeah, I knew my way around the
You knew the
woods, but
trails?
I just knew what to. Yeah, I knew. And we used to make trails. Me and because our neighbor Miss Ozalie lived up the road, and we would cut a trail through shit to me and my brothers
Yeah.
and sisters to try to. Yeah, man, I remember like
Man, I don't know how
Yeah.
fuck people would do that. When
Nah,
I say in the
that's
movies,
cool
like,
though, 'cause
how
you
you
knew
run
both
through
deep
things.
forests
woods.
and
At
shit?
night was night, motherfucker. It wasn't no
That's what I was about to
night
say. You were
light. It
comfortable
was the
with
light
that?
of the light of the moon, my
Horrifying
nigga.
darkness.
Yeah,
Endless darkness.
something-
You
and
that's
you
the
know.
abyss for real.
And yeah, and as a kid, that's why I say about guns. Like my grandfather had guns everywhere in the house. Like, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, fuck.
But it was like a different time, though.
Yo,
Yeah.
but it's dope because you knew about Jersey and the country.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'd only seen like big city stuff, and then when I saw a cow for the first time, I walled it out. I was like, yo, it's a cow in real life.
Holy shit.
They look like
In
they do on
person.
TV.
Yeah, man, I remember that.
So
shit.
you like the country? You like living?
Y'all love
having
it.
the
I
country
couldn't live it
experience?
there now. I couldn't live there now. I wish there was a way I could get my daughters to experience what I experienced, just the need to be creative with nothing and just be in the woods and appreciate just fucking simple shit. Shelling peas, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
fucking
even
Yeah, the simple
having to
stuff
work
of
to get
nature.
stuff.
you know, to be able to
Yeah.
breathe and know how to, you know, that shit, man. That's the, you know, that's. I think that's your humanity.
That's-
you feel me?
that is- I mean, that's what people are losing. People are
Yeah,
we're
that's-
slowly becoming half cyborgs.
Yeah, everything that we are is based on a phone.
Well, yeah, but just imagine, like, before you might know that someone's pulling up to your house. Now you might not notice.
Hell,
Yeah, you're losing some senses of, yeah.
no, natural instinct and the way we were as
No,
a
because
humanity
natural
is
instincts
different.
now natural instincts are in your pocket. Like now you'll know that your phone vibrated even though it was on silent.
Oh shit.
You seen what they're doing now in 2020? Uber is gonna have the service called Uberfly. I
What's
think
that?
that's how
They,
it's
they
called.
just
Basically,
fly
what it
drones
is,
with
they're
your
gonna,
food.
no, they're basically gonna have, and they're gonna test it in
Private
LA in
planes?
2020. Something like that. You're gonna go up to a platform.
Oh, helicopters and planes.
I believe.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
got
think
that
it's,
out of Dubai. They got
Out of Dubai?
helicopters for Uber.
Would
yeah.
you let him finish, mother?
Yeah, I don't know if it's
My bad.
this. Oh, you don't understand. He's habitual to that. We can start one topic. I can start off talking about this, and then we'll end up talking about how pathetic I was.
Yeah, I got ADD.
I'm just.
It's today's younger generation here.
Those are the 16-second attention spans for real. And that's why you mix that attention span with whatever was in the wasabi.
But yeah, I guess Uber's gonna have. I don't know if it's helicopter or an actual plane, but with the way I heard it was, you're gonna walk up to a plane for is it drone?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like an Uber pool.
Oh shit! Are you
Jump in
fucking
4
kidding
people,
me?
and you will fly from wherever you're at to wherever they need to take you. And like
I'm gonna wait till they drop a few motherfuckers.
they're doing it in LA first, so the West Coast is
Before
gonna
I
be the
get
one
on
to.
board.
Oh yeah,
be
all
like,
the vloggers are gonna be up there. You
Fly
can look it on
killed 4
YouTube.
people today.
Nah, that's even with the self-driving car
Cars,
one.
yeah, they
That
been
brought a new
fucking
meaning to like Ghost Ride the Whip, because you Ghost Ride the Whip when that shit runs someone over, and that spirit is in there with the self-driving car.
Yeah, they fucked a few people
man.
up, right?
But apparently, it's still statistically better than human drivers.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yo, hey man, I think they're gonna have actual human fly in it. I don't think it's gonna be automated. I'm not sure.
You don't think they could just lie to you about that? Like the human could look at it while it's on autopilot and just kick in.
Sure. I mean, I'd probably get in it. You know what I mean? But I definitely had to be high for sure. I
You'd
wanted
have
that
to be
shit.
high. I'd be
Yeah.
scared as fuck flying on some self-driving drone mad high.
I'd rather go high. Even when I go on planes, I'm high. The only reason I do that is
yeah.
just in case I die.
Oh,
Like, you
really?
know what I'm saying? I want to be fucked
No,
up.
you know why I do it? Just to be high.
Yeah.
To be higher than the plane. Just to be,
Yeah,
to
just
be
to be-
high and high.
That's
To
what-
be high squared. Too much, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
and the air is thinner up there, so it's kind of a different type of high up there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I feel like those are my logics for doing all that. And I would do the same if Uberfly had to pick me up. Be like, yeah, that's right, I'm getting high, bitch. Oh, man. So,
Yo, I would hate the small talk in the air about why you up there. With the
Be like-
driver shit.
but like, so, hey, what do you...
So what's the weather like up there?
Any traffic out here at this time? Or is this
Yo,
usually
that's
smooth?
air traffic's gonna be some bullshit.
Oh, yeah, especially out
Oh, yeah.
here.
Yeah, I don't know. That's too
They're gonna
much.
have to have red lights up there,
Fuck.
like
Especially Miami
levitate red
on
lights.
Miami Beach weekend. Like,
Oh, yeah, and
on
then-
Memorial
You
weekend.
see someone get into a car accident or an air accident, you just take off and pull out and just haul ass.
They're gonna lower the suspension on the
Fuck
drones
yeah.
to be cruising up and down the street.
You know they're gonna be tinted. Cop pulls you over, fucking smoke coming out the goddamn little pod and shit.
What's the other weekend? The music weekend? Fucking
Yeah,
Ultra?
Yeah, ultra.
Ultra weekend? It's
Spring
too much,
break.
man.
People popping mollies
Too
on that
much.
shit.
It's too much.
Oh man. So other than that, because I know you did this China tour recently, man. What else have you been working on?
Working on, I'm in the movie, Amy Schumer's new movie, I Feel Pretty. I mean, I got a scene or two.
No
but
shit.
Yeah.
That's coming out this week, right?
No, it was out. It's been out a week already.
Oh shit.
Yeah, last week was the it opened on April 20th, and yeah.
Oh, it came out on 420.
Yeah, it did 420.
Shit. Should encourage every pothead. Hey, get high and go watch my movie.
Amy Schumer.
What were you in the movie? What can you tell us something about it?
No, I just played one part. I played the guy named Lyle. I was a date of her roommate's date. She went on a group date, and I was one of the guys
shit.
in the date. I said my line or two, and then I showed up again, somewhere else. And yeah, it was like, yeah.
What was it like working with Amy Schumer?
That's cool. It was chill. Amy's funny, man. She
I like
she was
her.
really funny on set. She
Some
made
people
me
don't think she's big.
she made me laugh out loud a few times, you
Really?
know. But yeah, she was,
Cool people and shit.
yeah. Amy, she's always been cool with me, so
Oh, so you've worked with her before?
yeah. I've done her her Comedy Central show. She brings me in. Same thing with Chappelle's show. Like she'll bring me in to do one or two lines here or there,
So
She'll
you've
throw
worked
me
with a
bone.
couple of people out there
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now.
I did. Yeah, Amy Schumer.
Who are some of your favorites? Who have you
Inside
worked
Amy
with?
Schumer. Yeah, I've done Inside Amy Schumer. Yeah.
Oh, you did her show?
Yeah, her show, Inside Amy Schumer. That's
Oh,
what I did a
shit,
few.
man.
And I've known Amy since she's been around. We used to work out in a gym together. We fucking, I've known her. Like, she's a little niece. Or
Is
not
she
a
the same
niece,
type
but,
of person you see on camera, off camera? Or is she totally
Yeah, Amy's
different?
cool. She's cool. I could see her being tough with the people that, she's tough with. But, yeah, she's been cool with me. Amy's Yeah.
How do you go into when you're shooting and you know you're only in it for like a small part? How do you like just stay ready to do
Happy
that?
than a motherfucker.
You're
bruh,
just like,
you know.
I'm getting this check.
Goddamn
Yeah.
right.
Hey, between
Come
that
on.
and craft services, buddy,
Yeah,
I'd be like, all right.
craft set, you working, it's like, lights, camera, action. I mean, and this is a big budget film. It's like, yeah, let's work. Nigga, I'm present. Bang, Samuel Jackson out this motherfucker. You know? Yeah, it's when you get to work and yeah, it's awesome, man. Especially
Who has been your favorite to work with so far? I guess in terms of like people like Amy
to
Schumer,
work with.
Chappelle.
It's like you show up and it's like you all kind of you're just building this cake and you all work together, so it's not like you have a fate. It's like everybody's professional.
Yeah, and everything is different too.
Yeah,
Like every
everybody's
project is different.
Yeah, it's like, okay, today, all right, what we doing today? All right, this is what we're gonna be. Bah! Okay, and everyone's like-minded.
Yeah, it's
they're
a
all-
team.
So
Yeah.
it's like, everybody's go, and we all know what we've been trained to do,
Sure.
and let's get in there. So you don't have time to like kind of. But then, I mean, the perks, I guess, are nice. Like I got to spend a week in a nice 5-star hotel in Boston for a week just to shoot her movie. That was kind of like
Made you feel right.
Yeah, it was
Like,
like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
they flew me there. It was like, it was like,
Make you
it's
feel
like,
right.
It was chill. That was cool. And it's like, okay, and then you see the other chick, the model chick, walking to her room after her shoot, and it's like, oh shit, I'm part of this. And that's a nice experience.
I ain't gonna lie, man.
Then you go back to doing open mics at Red Bar on Monday.
You go back to having to get introduced by me, and I forgot you up next. I did want to ask you about one thing though. You toured with Charlie Murphy, and that, like, to me is like the greatest storyteller. That's like Aristotle or some shit.
Shit, you toured with Charlie Murphy?
Yeah, man. Me and Charlie even went to Sweden. Yeah, I went
Sweden?
to Sweden and shit with Charlie.
What was that like?
Yeah, it was dope, man. It was chill. Charlie had a room our hotel was in an old clock tower. It was like the clock tower. It was in the thing, but his room was the clock tower. Like,
Oh shit.
like if you in his room, you could see the back of the clock with the and there was a window you could open, and I was screaming
Wow.
at the tone the time will be just like just like fucking.
You thought it was Hunchback of Notre Dame hitting the bell thing.
Ever, man. It was huge. Yeah, it was like
Wow. What was
My
it
room
like
was
be-
down.
hanging out
Had,
with him?
had he been there before? Like, had he been there before?
Who, me?
No, him.
Him? No.
So
But
that was his
people
first
were
time staying in
screaming
there.
Charlie Murphy on the street in Sweden.
Oh
in
shit! Like
Stockholm,
with the
yeah.
voice and shit. Charlie Murphy.
Charlie Murphy.
What was it like hanging out with Charlie Murphy? Was he a cool
Charlie
dude?
was chill. Charlie reminds me of my older brother. It's kind of like that same energy. Like I sit and I listen his stories. He's and when you make him laugh, he's like it's like
Him and his
I
brother
made
always
Charlie
had that
Murphy
distinct
like,
laugh.
and he was just he was like the coolest dude. Like you look at his characters and think, oh man, this dude gonna be mean. Nah, Charlie was dope, man. He was like, he was
I had a chance to meet him once
Last
on
they don't make him, one of the, what do they call it, man, with true grit. Yeah. Like, he was dope, man.
He was very real. I had got a chance to meet him over in the Cookout 2. We were shooting that movie. I was an extra in it. I had no line.
That was shot in Jersey, no? Was it?
No, they
No,
had
Cookout 1 was shot in Jersey.
Yeah, Cookout 2 was done down here. It was Charlie Murphy, Faison Love. I think Jalen Rose was there.
Is that when they took no, that was another bus trip, spring break movie.
I can't remember this one. I think Michael Yo was in it. But
Yo,
nonetheless,
low key, Faison Love is becoming like the new DJ Vlad with these stupid interviews and shit.
oh yeah, what's he doing? What's he up to nowadays? What do you mean interviews?
People ask him shit, and then he just trolls them. He's like, "Oh, this new Dave Chappelle special's whack," like that kind of shit.
Yo, it's just Faison's. He's a very wild person, man. He's very wild. I got to see all these guys in action. I never got a chance to talk to other than Charlie Murphy.
Mm-hmm.
And but just watching them in action, they're very professional in the moment, but when the camera's on, man, every time I see someone act, I always picture them being the exact same person off the camera.
Nah, yo, John, you gotta be on set with me, bro. I get method actor, so I start getting all weird and shit. I'm like on my Heath Ledger shit. Like, yo, you had to see. I had to play a barber and some shit. Yo, I wore Air Forces that whole week. I put on an ankle bracelet. Just
you
really
got
got in
into
the vibe. Just cargo shorts.
How do you go into prepping like comedy in your acting? How do you go about it?
What you mean?
Are you one of those that has to
For
do like
acting?
meditating? I guess, yeah.
Nah, I just gotta remember the lines. If I can remember the lines, remember the lines, to where I could say them when it's time, and be in that moment and be free with it, to where I could hit my line and not have to think about it and be as natural as possible. Then I feel I've done the job.
So preparing for like a role for you, it comes more
remembering
natural.
the line, remember the lines, remember.
That's it.
That's my job, is to remember the lines. The makeup artist gonna make me look good. The stylist, whatever's gonna make me dress right. I have to remember my lines and with my cue and know where to look and where to feel, and to know what I'm feeling at that time too. In that, that's what. Yeah.
Would you ever want to do your own show or movie or something like that?
Yeah, I have movies that I've written. I have a show that I've written, and I would love to do it. I would love to see it. Yeah.
See it be done. Yeah.
Yeah, see it come to, oh shit, yeah. And then to put the people to work that I'd like to see work, and it would be nice. Yeah.
Speaking of, man, again, from when I met you, I remember we met over in the Speakeasy. Speak. I'm sorry, Speak.
Yeah, that's why I might be going there now after this.
Oh, really?
It's going on tonight. What
Oh
time is
man,
it?
you know what? We'll wrap it up already. I think we're probably. Yeah, it's 10:30 now. We're gonna wrap it up already, but yeah, when I met you at the time, man, you do show a big support for up and comers and people starting off in this business. I've seen you work with a lot of people. I've seen you work with Sue Rara. You know what I mean? You always are giving people opportunities, you know what I mean, and whatnot. And I gotta tell you, man, I appreciate that. And that's kind of one of the reasons I wanted to have you on here, man. You're a real good person, and being the opportunities you've given me, I said, you know what, I know you'd come over here and bless our show and
Oh shit.
talk about some of the stuff you've done. You know what I mean? And that separates you from like a lot of these people out here sometimes, man. When you're in Miami, you see people of your level of what you're doing sometimes just forget that there's up and comers sometimes. You know what I mean? They just put a blind eye to it. But I've never seen you do that. I've seen you be. That's all I was to tell you. You're like one mold of everybody. I've never seen you treat anybody indifferent out here.
Oh word. Oh shit.
Yeah, man. And you definitely a friend of the show.
Thanks, man. Thank you, man.
Have you had a good time so far?
Yeah, I did, man. It was nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're here all the time, man. We're here on Fridays. Unless,
So it's Wake and Vape.
Yeah, you know
That's
what?
our sponsor.
Wake and Vape
Sponsor.
Studios is our sponsor, and that's where our studio is here.
So what are they waking and what are they vaping in here?
We do vape products over here. Wake and Vape does an array of vape products. They do trippy treats. They do that's abuelitas. They have their new line they're working on, the Griselda line.
So is the goal to be in the market early when it legalizes in Florida?
Well, I mean, it's
That's
just
a
vape
part-
products. It's not that kind of vaping. It's,
Yeah,
it's like just flavors. But the Griselda ones are cool because they're still packaged like a brick, even though it's just for vaping.
Ah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the
great.
sponsors.
Sponsor.
Though.
Yeah, shout out to Wake and Vape Studios. Mr. Dade County, which you had a chance to meet. He's the one that's been crisscrossing around here in the studio. Looking like a madman. That's our good friend there, Mr. Dade County, owner of Wake and Vape Studios.
Okay, yeah. Congrats
So,
to him, man. It's a great product.
So what do you got coming up now? Is there anything you want to promote here? Let people know?
Well, my album,
Are you
The
doing
State of New Jersey versus Kyle Grooms, will be dropping at
shit.
some point
Where can people get it?
in the new millennium. When it's gonna release, everything's online, But
Like iTunes?
yeah, it's just that right now I'm just going through where I feel about it. It's like I recorded it, But sometimes it has time, and
How does someone put a
it's
good
that
comedy album
rotation
together?
has to come around again. Huh?
How does someone put like a good comedy album together?
For me, it's when I've done this material that I've beat to death. It's like, okay, now I have to put it to sleep. I have to record it, and then move on to some new shit.
Okay.
And then move on and hope I can continue to move on. You know what I mean? And stay
So then,
connected enough to still be able to just create and be.
Does it come easy for you to come up with new material?
The more I do it, the more it is. Yeah, the more the more if I put my mind on something, like boom, okay.
You're someone that has
And
to.
if I freestyle, it does get easier because I'm not as afraid as I used to be on stage.
At first, you would start off with just your written material.
Yeah, and work that to death, beat that to death, and you take those little steps forward.
yeah, but you already know how to construct jokes. So now when you freestyle, you don't have to worry about kind of hitting that pocket. So you could explore topics more. When you're more. So is that what it is? I'm just because sometimes I look at it that way. Where like sometimes I'll see people that are real like veterans are doing stand up, and I can tell they're kind of just writing or like freestyling, but it goes across differently than when the average comedian does it.
I don't know. For me, it's just that repetition. I've done it enough that I wasn't getting in your mind and not be afraid and be comfortable. Just
Now it's becoming like a second nature for you.
yeah. I've worked. For me, I had to work my material enough, get in enough fights, different fights.
Like literal fights.
Like no, just like different situations. Like say when I was in Anchorage, Alaska, I was like maybe 15 minutes into my set, a fight broke out. Instead of it killing my show, I just opened up and was like, I just started commentating
On the fight.
Yeah, they got him in an arm bar, throw him in a triangle choke. You know what I mean?
That's what you gotta do. You gotta
And now he's punching him with the fist, the fury of uppercuts.
Just keeping it being a fun guy and then
Yeah, because that's
fight
still
went
going
out,
on. You
and
gotta
then
acknowledge
you
it.
left that shit left, and then you came back to center, and it was like boom, and you get in enough fights like that's what I mean is fights, comedians where it's a tough situation where it's like you're like not afraid anymore. And I tell you the one that I think recently totally cracked me. Where I was like, I could perform for Satan right now. You know what I mean? Not Satan, but this comedy club in Albany booked me to do a gig. I'm thinking I'm in their main room. Like, oh, should I show up with? Oh, I'm gonna be in the main. I'm doing the main. They booked me for their basement room, where it was like some dude's party who I think it was his birthday. You could tell he used to be the ex-kingpin in the town. Like, you know what I mean?
He was working
He was working for the retired drug underlord and shit.
It was like, some dude, Raheem or whatever his name was. People respected him, blah, blah, blah. And the crowd was just like family reunion type energy.
Holy shit.
And like, they was already fucked up and drunk. The one comedian left crying and shit. And then I was like, okay, I got to step into this suit. I got to step into this jungle. And then I just opened up. And I know where I'm from. I just, and I ate that whole room. I had them. I was beasting on them. And that was like, I could go anywhere. And that was like, okay, now I'm good. I'm good. And that was the fight that showed me,
Hey, is it me or we got like a little bit of like Miami action in the background? Like, I don't know if you can hear that. Like, I'm hearing you talk, but in the background it sounds like we just teleported.
In the background, it's like, hey, yo, bro.
All right, we got the studio next, yo. Yo, hurry up in there. Y'all going overtime.
Yo, I don't know what Marco said to him, all right? Yo, I just made that phone call, and then he turned around and said, yo, and I said, what? Yo, Walter. Don't worry about it. I don't need you to go back there and work on that for me. He's a union employee, by the way. As you can
He
tell,
said, I don't work for nobody but me, motherfucker. And God, you feel me?
as soon as he walked in the door, the first thing he said to everybody was, I'm on break. And he just sat down immediately. like our backdrop takes a process to put. He did about 80% of the work, but the last 20% needed, I look around and say, hey, what happened here finishing up?
Hey
That's
man,
about as far as it got.
80% is still a B in school, so that's most of America's out here doing 70% of their job. That's why everything's fucked up right now.
My room is filled with C students.
Nah, I get what you were saying about the tough rooms.
Oh yeah, right. C student now I'm a fucking Bush, and now we got what a D student. I'm sure with fucking.
So what's next for you, man? What do you got going on that people can pick up on or go see you
Jokes,
at?
man. If my CD drops, and then jokes, and hopefully see me in a comedy club or somewhere.
Are you performing anywhere soon?
Yeah, I gotta. You go to my kylegrooms.net for my schedule. I can't remember where I'm at. I know I'm in Atlantic City in June. I was supposed to be in Pakistan this fucking week. Thanks to the goddamn United States Postal Service.
What do you mean? How did the Postal Service interfere
they
from you
fucked
doing a show in Pakistan?
Well, in order to go to Pakistan and to perform, you have to go through. You got to get a visa, and the visa process is ridiculous. You got to give them bank statements. You got to
Just to go to Pakistan.
You got to let them know who your host is, the person bringing you over, just to visit Pakistan, just on some tourist shit. It's hard for them to come here. It's hard for us to go the fuck there. You know what I mean? And,
Wow.
And the nearest Pakistani embassy is Houston. Like, if I were in New York, I could just walk into an embassy and get an audition. So I had to fill out all this shit and then put my passport along with a self-addressed return envelope and send it to the Pakistani embassy in Houston. And then they gave me my visa, went through my paperwork, so that I was legit. I wasn't going over there to fuck shit up. They stamped the visa in your passport, and then they send it back to me. The passport gets lost when it comes back to Miami. The last they have is April 10th was the last time they've seen it. You know what I mean?
So someone
The
just
last
took
time-
off with your passport?
Fucking last time anyone know. And it was marked. They said it was the address was wrong, and it wasn't returned. You know,
Isn't it funny when stuff comes back to Miami, shit just comes up?
I was so fucked up, bro.
Yeah, there's probably just a UPS
So-
guy that's only doing part of his job, and he still got some of the packages in the back of the car. But he's
Either
just
that or he saw it and he said, oh, man, you know what? I know someone else that can really use this for a certain amount of money.
Yeah, man, get a guy from Get Over Trump's Wall and shit. You know. But yeah, man, like right now, I'm supposed to probably be on stage in Pakistan. Bro.
Oh, my God.
But yeah,
Have you ever performed there before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, they got a good run over there, and the guy he promotes a show in Singapore.
Yeah.
They do Comedy Masala.
No
And
shit.
yeah,
They're big on comedy out there in
yeah,
Pakistan?
yeah. It's and the way the dude describes it, he goes, every show sold out. You know, because American media, they make us think everybody else is backwards and fucking like
Nah,
they say
but
China's.
it's-
Everybody got money. They sexy. They doing the shit we do. They're
trying to have
20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40.
Exactly.
They're all on the same energy we on. They're not like sitting around being brainwashed. That's what we doing, my nigga. You feel me?
But you know
When
what?
I was
yeah,
in China,
they're the ones that are free.
I had teenagers walking up singing Cardi B songs to me, like "What you wanna do?" Time by time. I'm like, what? What the? You know what I mean? So, nah, man. And, so you go there, and there's the people with expendable income, and they want to have a night out and come listen to some comedy. Like we've all worked with Pakistani nurses and people who come here who are, you know,
Yeah,
and
man.
you're like, yeah, it's the same shit.
I was about to ask, is that the one that has all our call centers in Pakistan?
Pakistan
Could
and
be
India.
Pakistan and India.
India, right?
And
Yeah.
now a lot of them are like in Singapore and Thailand and a lot of places. You won't
Yeah.
even know it. Yo, all right, so I got the video of the week, and we gonna end the show.
Yeah. So we do something here every episode. We do something called the video of the week, and well, basically what it is Mateo surprises us.
Stop for 1 second.
Well, that's fine. For now, we'll have this part, and I'll close it out there and let them know that the video ran short. So we're gonna close out like this. Mateo does something that every episode is called the video of the week for us. He surprises me with the video and whoever's here, and while we watch the video, we get to critique it. We can say whatever we want, whatever's on our mind at the time. So, Without further
Hold on,
ado.
let me just zoom into this 1 second.
Okay. You know what? Really quick, while he's setting that up, is there anything you want to plug here outside of your comedy album and the fact that you had these shows, especially?
Yeah, my Instagram page. I don't know what the fuck to plug. Get the fuck outta
No,
here.
but you did say people can follow
Kyle
you
Grooms.
on
Yeah,
kylegrooms.net.
Yeah,
or
Kyle
dot-
Grooms.
This is good as
Kyle
it's gonna
Grooms
get.
is everything, and my whole yeah, that's me online. You
Okay.
know, my digital DNA is Kyle Grooms.
right.
Yeah.
So we ready?
First of all, no homo to the title. D-Rock. That's that's no homo. B. Ain't no Dick Rock.
West, I came here to present my new video. I put Ray J in it, bro.
Throat. You see how she goes?
Something before he came out here? The answer is yes.
Yo, he's got Diddy possessed inside him. Diddy invented that first. I know those moves anyway. You see? That's another
This is a
Kardashian.
melodrama.
I have decided in 2020 to run for president.
So Kanye, that was his announcement video for running for president?
And I think they're clowning.
Yeah, I think they're clowning Kanye.
Yeah, they're clowning Kanye. It
looked
made
more-
him
Got him
look
doing
crazy.
that dance
man.
with his sneakers squeaking.
That's the
like
worst thing, man. And that's one thing I never want in my career is to get put on the coon train, man. Once they put you on that coon train, it's over.
What does that mean?
The coon train. Steve Harvey got put on the coon train.
Oh.
Who else? There's a few people who
that. Kanye West put
got
himself in it.
put on the
Kanye.
coon train.
You think?
Will Smith?
Yeah, not Shannon Sharp, but
Will Smith?
Now Will Smith was
Nah,
not
Will
on
Smith
the
is
coon train.
still cool, man. Will Smith is making his own shit. You gotta respect that.
It wasn't Shannon Sharp. I'm sorry. No, just
Oh, I know what
Terrence
you're
Howard?
talking about. No.
Ray Allen, Ray the football player.
Oh, Ray Allen, the basketball player.
The
Ray
defensive
Lewis.
end?
Yeah.
Ray Lewis.
What
yeah,
about-
the guy that they said he shot someone. Or
He
something.
killed somebody for real.
Yeah,
Oh,
he said
yeah.
or stabbed someone. Yeah, he got put on the coon train. There's a few celebrities that once you go against the black consciousness or black Twitter or whatever, they put you on the coon train.
But do you think it's that you're going against that, or that you're like kind of playing some kind of character of like what they think that maybe like Republican media would want them to be? Like Stacey Dash, I don't think she agrees with
like
that shit.
Stacey Dash is like conductor. She's like the fucking conductor of the coon train. to
I see
everyone,
what you're
you know,
saying.
it's like
Magic Johnson.
Nah, man.
no, not Magic.
You still
not
doing
Magic.
shit. Nah,
yeah,
it's,
not Magic.
'cause
Magic
it's-
Michael
down
Strahan?
for the culture. Nah, he ain't on the coon train.
Nah, 'cause
you'll see it because there's a meme and they have everybody coming down the Soul Train line and they play the song "Coon Train is coming, Coon Train is coming." I like white people. Coon Train is coming. All police ain't bad. Coon Train is coming.
Oh, yo, that All Falls Down video from Kanye is so fucked up now because it was cool then, and now it's just Stacey Dash and Kanye West.
So wait, the Gumbles would qualify. Brian Gumble?
No, because it's not really like it's like
It's
faking for some shit. It's like
Faking for the white audience.
and it's
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah,
because Coonan was even worse back in the days. Like it was like that goes back to like almost like
it's
mental
like you
type shit.
sucking up to It's like you sucking up to
To the white dog.
the white
Yeah.
dominant, the culture, the power structures.
Right.
Like, okay, here this nigga go talking about. It's just
Not it's
the
like
sheriff
'cause,
of Milwaukee. What's that fucking guy?
But you said like Steve Harvey. Steve
Oh.
Harvey kind of became that character.
I want to fight that guy, but he's probably like skilled in jujitsu or some
His
shit.
teeth are probably so fucking hard.
He's probably like fucking. He probably kick.
Steve Harvey probably.
He
Steve
got
Harvey
all
looks like
kinds
he
of
got some
weapons.
men teeth.
I want to fight that fucking.
You
guy.
like you punch Steve Harvey in the mouth. You break your jaw.
Oh man, we'll wrap it up, guys. Kyle, did you have a good time hanging out with us here? It's no Pakistan, but it's your first time here.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up again. But Nah, this was great, man. I had a good time. You know,
Well, we did too, man.
I've been with my kids most of the time. I've been home, and so
Sure.
it's good to talk to adults.
That's
know,
good.
just-
Well, I'm not gonna
I
go
mean,
that
not
far.
that you're adults, but I'm working my way up to
Closer
adults.
to
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're getting closer.
Yeah, like so. I'll start with you guys, and then I'll have to go to a dinner party.
Oh man, hey, listen. Well, you're a friend of the show, and anytime you have time, man, please come join us again, man. We really did have a good time, and like I said, I've been a big fan of your work since the day I got a chance to see it in person,
shit.
and you know, best of luck to your career and all the stuff you're doing, and hopefully we could do stuff together outside of this, and if not, at least you have us here to entertain us and tell us more stories about your adventures and whatnot.
Word, I'll see you at an open mic.
Yeah. All right, people. Well, again, thank you to Wake and Vape Studios for allowing us to do another episode. This is episode 16 of the Everyman Show. I, again, am your host, John Everyman. You can follow us on any type of platform, iTunes,
Yo,
Google Play
just
Store, I
follow-
don't know.
just
Yeah.
follow us on
Just go on the
shit.
website, everymanpodcastshow.com. We could guide you to anything you need. Again, thank you to Miami Media Productions, to
Collective, Miami Media
Collective. Man, I've been more fucked up on this show. My bad. But I can't even speak anymore.
Yeah, I know.
think
That's
I'm
why.
done.
That's why you wear shades just so people
People-
can't see you stupid.
Yeah. There's a lot going on behind these shades. Again, thank you to everybody that's put this show together.
Yo,
Our
John
tech
looks like a
producers.
pimple right now.
Yeah, I do look like imitation pit bull.
No, like a pimple.
Oh, like a pimple?
Yeah, you're just like a human pimple.
Really?
Yeah, just
a
end the show.
belligerent one. Again, thanks to our tech producer, our fearless producer, Noodles. Fuck you, Walter. Thank you again, Kyle Grooms. Peace out, everybody. I'm John Everyman. To the next one, bitches.